Hi, I'm Rachel Johnson, the Charismatic Chemist, and this part of the day we'll be getting into making a batch. Right now, we have our water phase, the beginning of our water phase laid out, and we're going to add the remaining of our water-soluble ingredients, and then we're going to get the batch going. This is expert weighing skills right here. Do not freehand, but I'm a pro at this point, so I can freehand. Don't try this at home. We're adding glycerin, and we're almost there. Oh no, I'm supposed to add 9 grams. All right, so phase B, we're making a very light emulsion. So it's going to be a very small oil phase. So it's not going to be a lot of ingredients. So it's in a little baby beaker today. So we're weighing out one of our emulsifiers now. This one in particular is for light emulsions. fluid textures. I like when I get dead on. That's what I say. Freehanding. Expert level. So that's our emulsifier. Then we're going to get into one of our oil-soluble actives. This is a dream come true, actually. I always wanted to be in a test kitchen. But I'm making cosmetics instead. Love it. You know, like Food Network? That's all test kitchens. It's not a real kitchen. Like a set. And then just a setup kitchen. Emerald Live is my favorite. I also love Rachel Ray. I forget the other guy's name. But if you're from Georgia, you know who I'm talking about. He's an older guy. And he talks real country. He's from Louisiana. And he was on PBS Network. If you know who I'm talking about, let me know if you know who I'm talking about. Because I can't remember his name. But his accent was awesome. And his food was delicious. My dad made a lot of his recipes. Also, make sure you write down all of your active ingredients. All your actual weights. Okay, so the last ingredient for phase B is a new ingredient I'm working with. I'm popping the tag now. So we might see some reactions that we may not expect. When I say reactions, our emulsion may fall apart. Remember, I was saying there might be some incompatibilities with your oil phase or incompatibilities with your water phase. This one particularly goes in your oil phase. So we're going to look, once we're heating, at whatever's going to happen to the oil phase. If it doesn't look right, we're not adding it. If it looks okay, we'll add it and observe the results and see if our emulsion stays together, essentially. I don't think these scissors are going to work for me. Oh, they do. Cool. This is my trash beaker. And then we're going to add, it's a solid. Interesting. Was not expecting that. So we're going to have to scrape. It's like a semi-solid. Never mind. It's not all the way solid. It's just what's presenting at the top. So we need 3 grams of this. It looks promising, but we're going to see. It's supposed to be super yummy for your skin, so I hope it works out. It's not going to go all the way in. It has to melt a little bit. So I'm going to pop it on the hot plate. No, stir. We might be here for a minute. Looking promising though. B is with A now, and it looks beautiful. We're going to let this mix for about 10 minutes, but it looks great. We're currently on phase C of the batch. So far, we have emulsified. So we added our oily phase to our water phase under heat and stirring. And then after it mixed for a little while, we cooled the batch. And now we're adding our active ingredients, which normally active ingredients are added at lower temperatures to preserve their efficacy. So that's what we're doing right now. We're adding our active ingredients. Some pet peeves. When you don't have enough raw materials when you're in the middle of making a batch, that's why you should always make sure you have enough ingredients before you start making a batch. Because if you run out mid-batch, sometimes you gotta throw the batch away. That's a pet peeve. Difficult ingredients to weigh out, like super sticky ingredients or like things that are very hard to handle. It's a pet peeve. Also, when there are solid raw materials in like a jar that you can't really get into, the chemists will know what I'm talking about. Like, for instance, coconut oil in like something like this is not going to work. You got to cut it open to get the ingredient out. That's a pet peeve. Think about packaging, raw material suppliers. because it's important. We need to be able to get the raw material out. We can say phase D because I'm done with phase C. I'm just pHing it. We're at a pH of 8.1. It's very high for skin. So we're going to bring it down with some lactic acid. It's my favorite one to use because it doesn't disrupt my carbomer that I have going on in there. As you can see, some of it, something's participating out. So we're going to do a quick little fix here. So we're going to QS. QS means a quantitative. What is it? QS means quantitative stat, I think. Don't quote me on that. QS means you're going to gradually add. It's not a percent on the formula. You're just going to add as much as you need and you'll reconstitute once you get it to the pH you want. I'm going to have to add a lot. So we're going for a pH of 5.5. That got us close. 6.5. Okay, so we just got done pHing the batch. We've added all of our active ingredients to the batch. Our beginning pH was at 8.1, which is extremely high for a face application. So we brought the pH down to be between 5 and 5.5 with lactic acid. That's one of my favorite acids to use, especially for people of color. So that's the acid that we use to bring the pH down to about 5.2. We're going to let it mix for a little while just so that the pH can stabilize a little bit better. And then we're going to add our final ingredient, which is our thickener. I like to add thickeners at the end, specifically this one because it's a ready-made thickener. So we get everything in the batch and then we thicken. But the pH is optimal. So we're going to add our last ingredient. All right, so we just got done adjusting the pH to be optimal for skin, which is between 5 and 5.5. So now we're adding our last thickener to make it a lotion, a pourable lotion texture. And we're going to see what it looks like and feels like after this last ingredient. So we're going for 3 grams. I'm going to freehand it. We should see some instant thickening. We need a little bit more. Excellent. The selling points for this lotion would be niacinamide, of course, because that's a hot ingredient right now. I also have a ceramide complex blend in there. So it's a blend of about 6 ceramides, which is good for barrier function and protection. I also put some mulberry root extract in there. That's good for complexion, hyperpigmentation. Well, I did use some rapeseed sterols, which is an oil-soluble ingredient to help with soothing, so you don't get any irritation. So if you're using like anything with acids or retinoids, this will be a good moisturizer to help with inflammation, redness, stinging or tingling of the skin. I think that's pretty much it as far as selling points. Everything else is pretty functional. Functional ingredients like your thickeners, emollients, emulsifiers. All right, we just finished up our lotion formulation. So I'm going to take my gloves off so I can see what it feels like. It looks beautiful. It's nice and shiny. It has a nice viscosity. Ooh, feels really good. No peeling, no soaping because I have silicone in there. It feels really nice. I feel nice and supple, but very light. It's not too rich, which I really like.